I'm really excited about this speaker that we have today. He is a serial entrepreneur with deep roots in Fairfax County. This former CEO of a global government contracting firm has a strong track record of business success. In addition, his contributions to the community have made him a legend, particularly as it relates to the small and minority business community. In fact, in some conversations, he's referred to as the godfather of minority owned business, oftentimes. He, along with former Fairfax County Board Chair Tom Davis, stood up a commission and were instrumental in championing the cause for enhanced opportunities for small and minority owned businesses throughout the county, for which businesses still benefit today. He is one of the founders of the Community Business Partnership, an Air Force Academy grad, an educator, teacher, and mentor. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Bob Rogers, President and CEO of Chesapeake Digital Solutions. Good morning, Bob. It's
Good
so great to
morning.
see you. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Karen. Thank you so much for that introduction.
Bob, you've been around for a while and seen the growth of the business community in Fairfax County and Northern Virginia, specifically the minority and small business community. And all of your contributions to this community have certainly been duly noted. As you look back, what are you most proud of?
Well, that's quite a question. As you say, I've been here quite a while, but to be honest with you, the thing I'm most proud of in my life is the fact that I was able to, in this wonderful county, raise three children who all went to school in Fairfax County. They all went on to Virginia universities. One went to VCU, another went to James Madison, and the third went to the University of Virginia. I have to say the third went on a soccer scholarship. And so all those days and nights of standing in the rain, if some of you are doing that right now, rain in the cold, watching your kid play soccer, whatever sport you're playing, it could pay off. And in my case, it did. So that's what I'm most proud of. But I'm sure your listeners want to know about the business aspect of what I've done. And quite frankly, it's been said over and over and over again, the Community Business Partnership. I appreciate everything that the Fairfax County Economic Development Authority, Jerry Gordon, did to help me get that off the ground. Karen, your leadership on the board for many, many years and continues to do so. Sydney, with her wonderful leadership at the Women's Business Center, and all the other great people at CBP. So if you want to talk about a legacy, I think that's mine. That's what I'm most proud of.
Thank you, Bob. Your business started here. In fact, all five of your businesses started here in Fairfax County and experienced significant growth. What does Fairfax County offer as a business location, and how has being headquartered here been advantageous?
Yeah, that's a great question. Without Fairfax County, I don't think I could have done what I have done. I think it's the main driver. This area is has so much culture that supports small business. It starts at the top with the Board of Supervisors who've always been on board with developing small businesses. Fairfax County Economic Development Authority, the George Mason Enterprise Center, the Northern Virginia Community College, the Washington Metropolitan Area SBA. I can go on and on and on, and probably mention many other organizations which we don't have time to mention. All of them, quite frankly, I worked with in some capacity when I was starting those five businesses. And now I'm having the privilege of and the opportunity to give back. And now I'm an instructor at many of those organizations, and I'm just having a ball doing it.
And we're going to get to that a little later. So, Bob, you had tremendous success in the government contracting arena, winning over $100 million in government contracts. You were named to the Inc. 500 list several times. In fact, I think that at one time you were number 250 on that list.
Right.
What advice would you give to someone that wants to start a business in government contracting?
Well, the first thing that you need to know is just starting a business in general is all about networking. And government contracting is no exception. Government contracting is all about relationship building. And government contracting officers and program managers do business with companies that they know and they trust. So if you're just starting out in government contracting and you're trying to get to know people in the government, seek out companies that already have those established relationships. And the way you do that is by joining your local chamber or joining a government contracting organization, or quite frankly, attending one of the SBA or one of the SBA resource partner workshops like you're doing right now, and get to explore and try to network with the people who are there. Also, you heard earlier about the certification programs in the Small Business Administration. These are for small disadvantaged businesses. I myself was a Section 8A contractor for the 9 years that I was eligible. But now the federal government has vastly expanded that to include women-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses, small disabled veteran-owned businesses, hub-zone businesses. And you should really take advantage of that. And then, of course, the state SWAM certification is an awesome way in which to break into state government, and also never give up looking at those opportunities in state and local to get your first contracts. I did, because that gave me my past performance that I needed to go to the federal government and say, hey, I do have the experience to do this kind of work.
Okay, thank you. You had tremendous success in the government contracting arena. Now you've migrated to a new industry. Tell us a little bit about your business, Chesapeake Digital Solutions.
Well, Chesapeake Digital Solutions is a digital marketing company, and we provide our target market is professional services firms and primarily government contracting firms. And what we do there is we try to make them visible on the internet by using digital marketing tools. Digital marketing tools include such things as websites, social media, digital branding. You've heard earlier about email newsletters. We have that and much, much more. My company is named Chesapeake Digital Solutions, but it is actually a franchise of the WSI franchise world. And WSI is actually the largest provider of digital marketing services in the world. We're in 80 countries, but our target market in all of those countries is small business. Therefore, we're able, since we have this huge supply chain and great partners that are global, we're able to offer our services at a much more competitive price, and they're also state of the art.
Marketing your business is essential, and digital marketing, no doubt, is certainly at the forefront. At what point in the business life cycle should a business owner be thinking about creating that marketing strategy?
You know, I think that the best way to think about a marketing strategy is to think about doing a business plan. And you need to do the business plan before you launch your business. In each of my 5 businesses, I created a business plan with a significant marketing section. And more importantly, I showed this plan before I started my business to several people, such as bankers, lawyers, SBA advisors, before I launched my business, so that I could get their input as to whether or not I'm on the right track. And I know that there's this trend out there that other business consultants say, well, you really don't need the hassle of having to write down a business plan. You just need to get out there and get started. And while I'm not going to completely disagree with that, but I am going to tell you this, that talking about starting a business and actually taking the time to write it down, to make sure you internalize it, there's 2 completely different things. And by taking the time, the discipline to write down your thoughts, you tend to eliminate errors and mistakes that you could make if you didn't share your information on paper.
Thank you. What do you enjoy most about being an entrepreneur?
Well, I got to say that I started becoming an entrepreneur just like everyone else, and that is the freedom to choose who I do business with, how I do business. I think in each case, I was very fortunate to have clients and to have people working with me who have just been very, very supportive. Also, I think there's sometimes entrepreneurs get caught up with spending too much time in their business, and they don't spend enough time trying to spend time with their family or spend time just chilling out. And I was able to spend a lot of time with my kids and my children. I set up my schedule as an entrepreneur to have all my meetings around my kids' schools, plays, sports, and other activities. And I think that really helped me stay balanced. And now that I'm running my last business, my children have grown up and gone away, I've dedicated my life to try to help as many entrepreneurs as I can with the fundamentals of entrepreneurship. I'd like to thank you, Karen, quite frankly, at this point, for giving me this opportunity to do that, because entrepreneurship is not always an easy thing to do, but if it's done right and it's done successfully, it can be enormously rewarding.
In the few minutes we have remaining, I have just a couple of questions. You've been very active in the Fairfax County community over the years. How is being involved with community beneficial to business success?
Great question. Just a super question. I'm so glad you asked that question, because I think a big part of my success was the fact that I served on a lot of community boards in Fairfax County. I got to meet some of the most important contacts I ever had as a business person. I met bankers, lawyers, government contracting consultants, many other people who really helped me grow my business or just helped me think through problems. And I think early stage entrepreneurs make the mistake of not getting out there and getting involved in networking because they feel that they don't have time to get away from their business. They have to stay focused. They have to stay in the grind. I think it's just the opposite. I think if you don't try to get out there and don't try to serve your community, you're going to miss out on some excellent networking opportunities that we're going to help you. And let me give you a little secret. Whatever it is you're doing in the community, whatever hour that you give, you're going to find out that over time, you're going to get 10 hours back in return. That's just how great it is to be involved in your community.
Bob, is there anything else you would like to share with our viewers?
Time does not permit me to share everything I would love to share with you, Karen. Here, I'll just leave everybody with this one last thought. As a struggling entrepreneur, I came across a book written by Stephen Covey called The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Maybe some of you have heard of this book, maybe some of you haven't. There are really 7 habits that he goes through that I think have stood the test of time. But the first habit is very simple, and it says be proactive. And that encompasses a lot. And in my long entrepreneurial journey, being persistent, staying ahead of the curve, those are the keys for sustained competitive advantage. And all I have to say is if you get a chance to read any book, and I've taught many entrepreneur courses to many entrepreneurs, I always mention this book. And I hope you read it, and I hope it brings you, I hope you have success in your entrepreneurial journey.
Bob, thank you. Unfortunately, we are out of time. This has been an amazing moment hearing this sage advice. Bob Rogers, President, Chesapeake Digital Solutions. Thank you for sharing your experiences and lessons that you've learned along the way.
Thank you so much, Karen, and may God bless all of you and your entrepreneurial journey. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our program. Thanks again to all of our guest speakers. On behalf of FCEDA President and CEO Victor Hoskins and my FCEDA colleagues, thank you for taking time out of your day to join us. I hope that we've provided valuable insight and advice on how to start and grow your business. For more information about the FCEDA, please visit www.fairfaxcountyeda.org. Stay safe and be well.